Listen, guys, are we ever going to do an introduction of some kind to this show? Or are we just going to just launch right into it? There's never any like, hey, guys, welcome to the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast. It's great to have you here. We got another episode for you today. We're going to do episode 3 of season 1, or anything like that.
No, because you clicked on it. You pulled it up, you clicked on it. If you don't know what you're listening to by now.
Well, can I fire one off just in case we want to use it?
You just did.
I guess I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast. I'm Glenn Howard and this is Charlie Dan. I'm with Rob McElhenney as well, and we got Megan on the ones and twos. Guys, this is episode 5.
We're back.
It's the end of the day and we're punch drunk.
4:11 on a Tuesday afternoon, 2-2, bottom of the ninth. And we're back.
Charlie, let me ask you a question. How do you get it up at 4:11 in the afternoon? How do you get it up?
I ate a chocolate chip dunker, Glenn. It was a chocolate chip cookie that was meant to be dunked in coffee. Only I'm drinking a sparkling water here, and it's not doing the trick. Now, had I got myself a coffee, I'd be all fired up and ready to go. So I'm operating purely on the chocolate and the
cookie. Well, coffee at 4:11 in the afternoon is what I call a bad idea.
Now, why would you call it a bad idea, Glenn? Had you had an improper sleep experience after having coffee?
My daddy told me that you need 7 hours between your last coffee and when you go to bed, otherwise you won't sleep good.
And is your daddy a doctor? And is he aware of all the things in the universe and how they work? And does he have superior knowledge compared to you or, say, someone else who might also be a doctor?
I don't know. Rob, what do you think?
What the fuck is going on?
Before we started rolling on this.
Yeah.
No.
Here we come. It's
What time is it?
9:30.
Look at your clock.
9:31.
9:31.
9:31.
9:31.
And guess what? I was here and nobody told me that the garage, I have to go to the lower garage, not the upper garage.
Oh, so it was a garage error.
It was a garage error. I was on time.
Well, no, see, on time is when you don't know which garage it is. You get there a little bit early, so just in
I
case
did
there's
know what
a...
garage
to make
it was.
sure that you have time to make the mistake
You
of going
knew
to
which
the wrong
garage it was, and you
I
still
did.
made a garage error?
I was told it was the upper garage, and it wasn't.
Oh, you were told it was
You
the
were
upper garage.
lied to about
yes.
garage
Hey.
placement. So there's an upper garage, there's a lower garage.
All right, who are
they
we
have us
yelling
in
at?
the basement.
Who are we yelling at?
It's already been done.
I did the master cleanse. Biggest mistake of my life. What an absolute gut destroyer that was. That was just awful, an awful experience through and through, and I wish I hadn't done it. Anyone who's thinking about doing the master cleanse, which is the lemon.
Don't get sued. Don't get sued by the master. What about the Virgin Mary? Do you ever think about how that went
She
down?
fucked. She fucked. Come on, let's be honest. Virgin Mary? No, she fucked. Everyone back then knew that she fucked. That was her whole thing. She fucks. Oh, should I not? Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all right. We got to make sure we clear this podcast with the Catholic Church. But,
Fuck them.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I interrupted you with my stupid joke.
No.
My offensive joke.
I'm moved past it.
Okay. Were you going to ask a question about the Virgin Mary that you wanted a real answer to? Like, what was her deal?
Sure wasn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, like, what was her relationship with Jesus?
I was going to go into
Jesus.
I was going to go into a bit as well. Of course.
She was his mother.
Right. But I mean, what was her deal? Like, did she love him? Was she real?
I did have a weird nickname that my wrestling coach called me.
Oh, boy.
You guys know this. Of course you know this.
I don't recall.
That's amazing.
No.
I was called Squirrely D.
Squirrely D? What was the D? What did the
They
D?
called me Squirrel.
What did the D stand
What
for,
is the
Robin?
D?
Be honest.
Oh,
These guys were South Philly meatballs. It turns out that one of them is in jail and then got out and is now in the witness protection program because he was a fucking gangster who ratted on a bunch of other gangsters. He was our wrestling coach, one of our wrestling
Oh,
coaches.
shit. What did the D stand for, though?
I don't know. Like I said, they were meatballs who called everything like Tommy D, and I was Squirrely D.
Squirrely D. Why not Squirrely B for like Bob or Squirrely R? I mean, it doesn't sound good.
D
but
can only be Dick.
that's what I'm saying.
You
They saw a little squirrel in your pants,
So
and they were like,
they saw you in the gym, changing into your leotard, and they said,
Those singlets are tight.
Hey, look at that little squirrely D.
"Oh yeah, nah,
yeah, Robbie's got a squirrely D.
you know what? Maybe we should call him a chipmunk. It's a little smaller than a squirrel.
Yeah, poor Rob's got a little squirrely D.
Ah, little squirrely D. Oh,
Robbie.
Squirrely D.
You wonder why I'm telling my teachers my name's Blade? I'm looking for attention
Any way you can get it. Yeah.
You think I want to whip out my squirrely dick? No.
No.
I got
It's too small.
It's too small. It's too mangled.
You're in Catholic school. It's too risky.
Yeah, it's too. Somebody might grab a hold of it.
Somebody might have started
Somebody
sucking
might suck on it. And
somebody definitely would have started sucking on it.
passed around the hallways, and
Those priests don't care how squirrely it is. They'll pop that right now.
that's right.
You've got a very handsome, very symmetrical face.
Well, thank you.
And I enjoy looking at it on a daily basis. And you know what? You also look good with a mustache.
Women did not agree with you when I was in school.
I find that hard to believe.
I do too.
Just
I
the
think
way
maybe
it
you
was.
weren't picking up on it.
Guys, we were young men, and they would flock to the two of you, and they'd be like, "There's that one. He doesn't seem neurotypical," and then they would just go like away. And it's a bizarre thing to actually do. Like talking about it in a vacuum is one thing, but like I would never be like, "Hey, this is gonna be really funny when I put my genitalia into this guy's mouth." Like,
No, but I don't think I ever even did that in high school.
I also
but
never saw anyone do it.
the closest thing I can think is like we had a thing where if you were sitting and your back was to people, like every once in a while you'd look over and there was a dick on your shoulder. A dick or like a ball, dick and balls on your shoulder. Good. Every once in a while, you'd just be sitting there and you'd feel something, and you could feel a presence behind you, and then you knew it was that it was there, and then you had to get it. You had to slap it as fast as you could before the guy knew that it was coming. Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
good. That's a good comeback to that, right? To slap the penis.
And that's why the balls stopped coming.
Yeah,
so
right.
the penis, you catch a penis with okay, you can get over.
It's gonna sting, but
if
it's
you
not
get
gonna.
The whole nut sack. That's painful.
Very painful. Yeah.
That's
Ouch.
no, me and my buddies were not doing that to each other.
No.
Yeah,
we weren't doing that either. We don't do that in the South.
I mean, the way
So that was just like a filler thing.
that was just you and your homoerotic friends. It is crazy as a society how, and this must go back to like a puritanical thing, just from the roots of the country. But like, because we were escaping religion and for stricter religion, we were coming here to be like, no, we want to be more strict about religion. And why? I mean, our most popular movies are extraordinarily violent with people getting shot and blown up. And like, if you saw someone's penis, like that's way too far. That's taking things too far. What? That's crazy, right? Like, why? How did we come to this? No, I'd rather maybe see violence in a movie than a bunch of dicks, but
but not everybody.
But I know
lots of people would rather see dicks than violence.
But it depends on the movie. It depends on the movie.
Right. So there is a type of movie. Right, there's a type of movie that you would like to watch that has dicks just all over.
How are you gonna give me Magic Mike without the dicks? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That doesn't feel very magic.
I enjoy
to me.
looking at a dick. I like it.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem looking at anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Well, we established that.
That's great, guys. That's great.
So when I met Mary Elizabeth, my wife, and we met in New York, we met outside of a play that I was doing, and we all hung out in a bar, and she
You
came.
want to tell us that story?
Yeah. I'll skip it because you guys know it. But anyway, she was at my apartment, and she opened the fridge, and
That night.
the next morning, pal.
Wow.
Very.
Woo.
Actually, I left her because I had to go do a recording for IFC that I'd forgotten about.
And had you consummated the
You
relationship
scum.
already?
No, I don't think
You
so. We had a little
scoundrel.
bit of fun. Knock
You
it off. Knock it off.
Hand stuff, just hand stuff.
Hey, keep it clean.
You just do hand stuff.
That's my wife, guys.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
You're right.
Anyway, she's understandably thirsty, hungry. She opens the fridge. I'm living with Jimmy Simpson. The only thing that is in there was only two things. Strawberry Go-Gurt
Oh God.
that like Jimmy had bought. And a
Go-gurt.
a hunk of like ground beef that had been shaped into a penis.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Jimmy and I are making a funny video about a man who smashes his penis off with a hammer. And we needed a fake penis. And, that pretty much sums us up.
That sealed the deal. She was like, I got to marry
She's like, this is
guy.
the one.
This is my guy.
This is the guy.
Well,
You still have cats?
yeah. One. I got one.
One of those cats is still alive?
Yeah. Bean's still alive. 19 years old.
That's insane.
She's old as shit.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Every time she takes a shit, she's like,
You might want to get that checked. You might want to get that.
Oh, there's no getting it checked at this point. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
19.
yeah.
Everything's gonna fucking hurt. But it like something every time she takes a shit, she's like,
I'm concerned about your cat,
I
man.
know. Have you talked
I'll
to a
take
vet
it in
about
to
it?
get checked.
Have you talked to a vet about this? I mean, but
No.
is she in pain?
I don't know what she's doing. She might be in ecstasy. Listen,
Cut
guys,
that,
she
cut
might
that,
be.
cut that.
Well,
She might be in ecstasy, guys. She might be in ecstasy.
So you're saying you can't tell the difference whether a female is in pain or in ecstasy?
Aren't they the same thing?
Cut that.
Cut that.
I think there's something I picked up, but like these guys that came up through that sort of 70s
Yeah.
Hollywood into 80s Hollywood have a tendency to speak in non sequiturs,
Right.
which I think was more accepted then because like everything was like groovier. So it was like,
Everything was everything.
yeah,
was
like
groovy.
even conversations were like a suggestion of a conversation. So it was like,
Right.
hey man, like oh man, and all that, and then and then with the war, and then all that, and then the other guys like, yeah, no, I dig it, man. It's all part like. You at the time you were hanging out with Nicholson at the Lakers game, and he was just talking gibberish to you.
Oh wait, what's
Yeah.
that story? I don't know that story.
Yeah,
This is the best. And this is let me tell it for
Okay,
you because
okay,
this
great.
is why I
Oh,
love.
good. Charlie just wants to prove that he remembers the story.
This that's true. I remembered this thing. This is what I love about Rob. Like I'm shy to the extent where I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers, right?
Yeah.
And here you're at it was Danny at the game?
Oh yeah, that's how I met
you
Jack.
and Danny and Jack are at a Lakers game. And,
Well, I didn't go with Jack. I was with Danny.
yeah, and
But then Jack goes
No
to
one
all the
goes with
games.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Nobody goes
Jack
with
has a
Jack goes
standing
himself.
invitation, and so he's there, and he keeps turning to Rob, and he's spitting like gibberish at you. Like, give me some examples of.
Yeah, like first of all, it's Jack Nicholson, so you're like, oh, this will be cool. But I don't want to bother him.
Yeah,
but if
right,
he
you're being
says something
polite.
to me, I'm gonna respond in kind. And he's very clearly a basketball fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I was there enjoying the basketball game, and he said something, turned to me, and I was like, oh, he's gonna talk to me. This is
gonna
cool.
talk to me. Holy shit,
And
what's
he
it gonna
said
be?
something like 45 half, and then back to the quarter, and that'll be it.
45 half.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Huh?
What, man?
And he's like, I wish I remember the exact phrase because it was. In fact, I remember I texted it to you right after it happened, and I
Oh,
was like, "This is
boy.
what the guy said to me."
It's in the cloud
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's
It's
in-
in the,
we
well-
got to find it.
I think that was 6 phones ago.
Sure.
yeah,
sure.
but that's what I mean. It's some way. It exists somewhere.
It's
The
somewhere.
NSA's looking at it. They've got it.
Gatesy got it.
Gatesy's got it.
He's all over it. What's this text now?
Sometime up in the the half court there, and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I can't hear him correctly because it's
Right.
loud. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
You said that to him.
Yes. And then he just laughed and like turned away, and I was like, well, Jack Nicholson, everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But not in a. I wanted to engage with him.
Yeah.
No.
I
The
want to
way
know.
you told it to me, and I respected it more in this version, was eventually you got frustrated, and you were like, "Look, man, I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Which was the balls on you to do that. I would just
Again, that's that Philly thing, man.
I
or
would
something.
be
I don't know.
so insecure around him, likely that I'm just imagining that I would respond to him. I'd be like, "Absolutely, man."
Yeah, 45 half.
45 half,
and then some.
100%. And can you believe it?
Right.
You know,
Just
like,
trying to make something out of it.
Yeah, I would take whatever I could out of it and just go with the flow.
I remember us getting in a really stupid fight. In the
Okay,
editing,
here
in the
we
editing
go.
room.
Here we
Now,
go.
Charlie said, "Don't call them fights." He said, "Call them
Well,
creative."
was it a fight or was it a creative disagreement?
I don't know. It was a creative argument. It was a creative argument. Do you guys remember? Let me see if I can tee you guys up for this. So there's a moment where Dee and I are waking up after binging on crack. By the way, I don't know why we were so strung out on 2 rocks of crack cocaine. It makes no sense, but whatever. Let's move past that. Anyway, we're super strung out, and we wake up in the morning, and the alarm clock goes off. Do you remember the argument that we had about the alarm clock going off?
Yeah,
You do?
I think so.
Wait, well, hold on. Okay, before you say
I
it.
think so. Yeah, I'm not going to say with certainty, but
All right,
I
all
do
right.
believe I do.
Do you remember what it was?
I would say it's got something to do with my I could be way off. I feel like maybe Rob and I liked the idea of putting that rooster and the ring
Yes.
and the Hawaiian song in there, and you didn't.
Yes. Okay, no. What I liked was I wanted the Hawaiian song and either the rooster or the alarm sound, but not both. I was like, I'm cool with the rooster and the Hawaiian music. I'm cool with the alarm going off and the rooster. I'm sorry, the alarm going off and the Hawaiian song. What made no sense to me was the rooster and the alarm clock sound, because there's no alarm clock in the world that you can set to rooster and bell.
Let's fact check that. Let's fact that.
Megan, you want to
sure
see?
we can find something.
No, this would be in
what's funny?
2006, so it's got to be up to
So
2006.
that's not an argument. That's a creative disagreement. And it's funny to look back on that and be like, God, that doesn't matter at all.
Oh no,
No, it doesn't. It
Like
doesn't.
some
but
of these arguments move the needle. That one does not.
Well, I got a surprise for you guys. Well, I was waiting for it to be surprised, but it might just be fun to expose it here on.
you guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm very
the
excited
podcast.
right now. A surprise?
Yeah. We have an episode this year. I'm not going to give anything away, but our characters wake up together after a very long, hard night. If you recall the episode that we shot maybe 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
I saw a cut of the episode, as did Charlie. We gave notes.
Yeah.
And then I had an idea, and so I asked the editor to put in, I said, can you go back? We did an episode
Don't you
called
dare.
Dennis and Dee Go on Welfare.
Don't you dare.
You put in the rooster and the
we
alarm
put in
clock?
the rooster and the alarm clock. So let's see.
Are you
I'm
fucking kidding me?
excited to see that
Well, we
in
didn't
the
lock
cut.
the episode. I just wanted to see if you guys liked it and thought it was funny.
My gut instinct on hearing you pitch that is that I'll feel as though I'll be more on Glenn's side in this one. Where like, where in the Dennis and Dee's,
Where is there a rooster? Where's the rooster coming from? There's no rooster.
the rooster you could chalk up to score.
Well, that's
Like,
score. By the way, that's the argument.
What are we, a fucking cartoon?
This is the argument. This is the argument we were having. We were saying maybe it's score, maybe it's not source.
Like,
because by the way, how about this? Because this doesn't even make any sense. Why would you set an alarm clock?
Score is music, not sound effects.
No, it could be.
It could be whatever the fuck you want.
It could be a terrible record scratch.
We should just wake up to
By
that.
the way, no, we've done swooshes, we've done gongs.
But I'll go you one further. It actually has to be score in the episode. It doesn't make in Dennis and Dee Go on Welfare. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you guys set an alarm clock to go off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? You would have set it off. You would have set it to go off at 9 a.m. so that you didn't oversleep.
No, that's not score. That's a mistake. Because there's an actual alarm bell that we are waking up to. Ring, 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 ring. And a rooster.
But you could also.
And you guys were like, well, let's put it out. Like, let's add 5 other funny fucking noises in there to make it even funnier.
You could chalk it up to that they said it
just in
for
their
the
heads.
Wrong time.
Wrong time.
Yeah.
The first time we saw the cut of some of the stuff that we'd shot, and it was an editor who we hadn't worked with. He was a great editor, but he was doing very sort of commercial TV approach to it.
Yeah.
It was devastating.
Fair enough. Yeah. But we watched it and we were like, this is real bad.
We're done. Yeah, we're
We're
gone.
done.
We're
It
going
was
back
like,
to the restaurant.
you'd say a line and be like,
Threw in some augas. Huh?
yeah.
That's
a bad
the problem.
title.
It's a bad title.
It's a bad title and it continues to be
and then
a bad
people,
title.
but then they talk about it and they go, no, it's actually a great title, don't you see? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, I've had so many people come out. They're like, I love it because it's not always sunny in Philly. And it's funny because of that. I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Like the fact that it's not a good title is why it's a good title.
Yeah.
Right? Is that it's not like Jerks is too cute and like
Right.
too polished and I don't know, like the
Too
Too
Networky. It's too networky. It is too accessible. Yeah, we'd have lost some of our street cred with that title. Maybe.
Yeah, in a way. I
Do we
mean,
have
that's
street cred?
just
No.
that's corporate art, man. That's music, man.
Yeah,
Man, I ain't interested.
Fuck
in
that,
man.
man.
That ain't for me, man. I want the accidental title.
I want the default title
Yeah,
because they couldn't come up with something good.
Yeah. Give me the Jackson Pollock of titles, man.
I think for me, it's more like looking back. It's not even about the content itself. It's about looking back 17 years in your life and you see yourself and you're like, oh, that doesn't reflect who like who I am. It's like weird. You look back at like home movies.
But it shouldn't. It shouldn't because you were a man in his mid to late 20s. And now you're a man in your mid 40s. It shouldn't represent you now.
Do you think
like
Steven
that would be
Spielberg
crazy.
feels that when if he sees Jaws, where he's like, this doesn't represent
Jaws
me.
is good though.
Let's ask Spielberg. Do you still, Mr. Spielberg?
Steven,
how do you feel about the first Jaws movie?
I think it's pretty good. I'm a big fan. I mean, I still like it. I mean, you know, I don't love everything about it, but there's some things that I think still work. And I do regret that the shark didn't look better because I still think the movie would have been better if if we'd been able to see the shark more. But that turned out to be a good thing according to some people. I don't know. I stand by it. I stand by it.
I don't know. Is that a bad Steven Spielberg impression?
What are you talking? Well, let's have Steven. Steven, how is your impression of yourself? Is it good or is it bad?
I don't think I sound like that.
Well, thanks for coming by, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, man, thank you. Thank you. That was, Steven Spielberg. Wow. What a get.
Now, why were you thinking you were done with the acting thing? Because you then, obviously you've done Mac on the Show. You're killing it in Mythic Quest. You've gone on to do some other work here and there. A few things, not a lot. I know it's not a priority for you, but but you were on Lost. I think you said a line on Lost. I think they cut you out of Game of Thrones. The point is, though,
but you guys have seen me actually where I'm playing the character and I get, Dennis is ranting and raving about something that I'm not even upset about as a person. But I've done the scene so many times. I've done like 5 takes of like yelling and screaming that it literally puts me in a bad mood.
Yes.
And I'm actually angry.
Yes.
You've released those hormones into your body, whatever.
Yeah, and I can't come. I get stuck. It's it's almost like I'm a real actor. You know what I mean? It's almost like I'm so in character that I can't. I have trouble dropping the character afterwards. It's almost as if I'm as good of an actor as, say, Christian Bale. It's almost like that. It's exactly like that. It's exactly like I'm as good an actor as Christian Bale. He was on a pirate reality show.
Correct.
And then disappeared off the face of the earth.
He moved back to Virginia Beach and then
Explain
Florida.
a pirate.
Right.
So in reality, he's a pirate? Like, what is a reality pirate?
Sure.
What is
Sure,
a
that's a fair
pirate
question.
reality show?
Yeah, it's a very fair question.
This was right at the height, although the shows
Survivor,
were still,
like
Survivor,
shit like that,
and
yeah.
so they were making like new reality type series. And
Become
one
a
of them,
pirate and create some reality.
you lived, yes, you lived on a pirate ship,
Right.
and then you had these various tasks to, I guess, that were very analogous to the way it was to live as a pirate. And then you won.
Yeah.
Guys, who would you want to play you in a movie?
I would hope that I could get the part. I know it's tough. I know casting out there is tough, but boy, I feel like I could nail it.
Well, I don't know if you're a big enough box office draw
Well.
to play yourself.
Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly. This box office is irrelevant now. Everything's streaming. Box office is irrelevant. Box office, asshole.
Oh, you said Spock's office. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I mean, like, who's Spock? Dr. Spock? Mr.
Box,
Spock?
don't pick up on every consonant.
I'll pick up on every consonant.
You're demanding perfection of everyone's parking, of everyone's words.
Well, what else, guys? I mean, what else? I can't be the only one asking questions.
No,
This
that's
is
fine.
fucking
I know.
bullshit. I didn't sign up to be the host of this fucking show.
Nor do we want
Nor
that
did we.
from you.
We
you
didn't
sure?
want you to.
Are you sure? Because
Yes.
I'm the only one keeping the goddamn thing on track.
Yeah,
That's what you
I
think.
see how you could perceive it as that. Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, let's just fucking sit here with dead air. It's just fucking
Dead
just talk about
air.
it. Dead air.
Dead air.
Rob, why don't you tell us what Lemon Hill is?
Lemon Hill's a real place in Fairmount Park in Philadelphia, where we used to go to drink after school. I found a dead body there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was years later.
Tell us
That
about
was
that.
years later, and that was what the cops, I'm assuming, were spending most of their time.
Now,
worried
was that
about.
because you were returning to the scene of the crime?
I was no. I was
Oh,
no. I was
okay.
driving by,
Okay.
driving by, and there was very clearly a.
Kind of
So you
dead
don't
body?
you don't
Was,
remember killing him? Is
I
what
Was
you're
it
saying.
a man, a woman, a child?
It was a
What
man. It was a
ethnicity are we
man.
talking
It was a
about?
man. It was a man who was shot. Yeah.
Oh,
A
God.
shot man. How do you know he was
How
shot?
do you? Because I
Yeah.
saw his brains blown out of his face.
Because he did it. Because he did.
Could
it,
have
'cause he
been
did it.
bludgeoned.
That's good. That's true. He could have
Kind of
been hit.
detective are you?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, that's a fun story. Did it completely and totally traumatize you, or were you already hardened to that sort of thing?
No, it didn't. I don't know why it didn't. That's
Were
disturbing.
you erotically aroused?
I was not aroused.
Were you
no.
aroused? Be honest.
No.
You can be honest
No.
on a podcast.
I felt no.
Felt
no. I
nothing,
felt
so that's
sad. I
scary
felt
too.
sad for the person
Okay,
who was the recipient of that.
Don't lie. You didn't
of
give a
that.
shit. You didn't give a shit, did you?
You didn't care.
No,
You were
I did.
amused, and
I
you had
did.
something to brag about
I definitely,
on a podcast.
I definitely was
40
not
years later.
was not amused.
Oh God.
You guys already knew about this. I've told you
I've
this
seen
story
dead
before.
bodies
of course,
before,
but
and
this is
also
for-
been amused.
That is
Well,
a
I'll tell
strange
you
thing.
the body that I've.
We're just talking
I'll tell you the body that really.
the bodies we found.
The body that really
the
got
body
me.
that I found in Fairmount Park was not amusing, but there was an amusing anecdote that is associated with it, where
Okay.
I called the police, as you do when you find a dead human corpse.
Right.
And the cop came over, and he was across the street so we had crossed the street, and I was just standing there, and I'm looking at the body, and he pulls up. He's like, "Yeah, you want to call him?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "There's a dead body over there."
You want?
He looks at it, he goes, "Nah, that's just a bunch of clothes." And I was like, "No, that's a body." I went over to it and I saw it as his
And
head.
I'm telling you, it's a bunch of clothes, young man.
Nah, it's just a bunch of clothes. I'm like, no, it's not a bunch of clothes. It's not. And he goes over to it, and
Clothes.
I fucking shit you not. And I have a witness. Chris Murray was with me. Chris Murray and I are watching this, and the cop picks up a stick and he pushes the clothes around to see the body. And then he comes back over and he goes, "It's a dead body."
Are you guys gonna ask me my story? That's fine.
No, moving on.
I was hoping that you were going to have to ask us to ask it. I was trying to get Charlie's
actually-
attention, but he was doing it naturally, and it was great.
I couldn't. Yeah.
There
It's
was-
funny because
I was not at all going to ask you.
I know you weren't. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, these fucking guys are so
No.
focused on themselves. They're not gonna.
No,
they don't
honestly,
even give a shit.
It's not that I didn't care. Yeah, well, that's true. I feel like we just finished this story. We were just, it was.
Totally. I was.
He saw the writing on the wall.
Well,
we were transitioning out.
Yeah. Glenn, when was the first time you went out and got and had some drinks and got drunk?
Oh gosh, it's funny that you should ask.
Wait, if we're telling stupid stories from when we were underage,
Yeah.
which is the theme of
That is the
this
theme
episode.
of the episode. Sure.
Can you tell the story about when you hung yourself
Oh,
by
boy.
accident? Because
Oh,
this is the
God.
dumbest thing I've ever heard a person do.
Yeah.
That's right. I've forgotten this.
This one is
I'd
insane.
forgotten it. I'd
Yeah.
forgotten it. I was on a church camp. It was a 2-week-long church camp, and it was actually really, really fun. And it was out in the woods, and we were in bunks, and it was super fucking great. Anyway, there was this
prayer groups and games and hangings.
Yeah, most of it was fun, and then there were moments where they were preaching at us, and it was like, well, I'll tolerate this because the rest of it's fun. There was a barn on the grounds. It was like an old barn that I think was probably there from before this was even a camp, and the barn was decorated with all kinds of old-timey Western stuff, right? Like skeletons and things, and whatever, all kinds of like barn equipment and shit. I don't know shit about barns. But there was also in one spot, I shit you not, God no, why was this there? I don't know. There was a noose hanging from the ceiling, okay? And so me and my buddy thought, what would be really funny? Let's jump up, let's grab the noose, and let's hold it and make it look like we're hanging, right? And so he did it, and I was like, that's really funny looking, and then I did it, and he was like, that's really funny looking. And then he did it again, and I was like, hey, let me go get somebody, and we'll be like, oh shit, Josh like hung himself. Oh my God. Yeah, funny stuff, guys. And so I went and I got somebody, and I was like, you got to come in here. It's awful. Josh is hanging. He hung himself. And so I, run in with the person, and then Josh would be there like hanging from the thing from his hands, but under his neck. And, with a big goofy look on his face, like so that right away that it's not real. It was a joke. So then I did it, and Josh ran and got somebody. Glenn hung himself. And we did this back and forth like quite a few times. And then at one point, like he came running in with somebody, and my hands were by my side. and I was hanging from the noose from my neck. And he actually shit his pants. He told me this later. He was like, dude, when I saw that, poo-poo actually came out of my butt and I shit my pants. Like, he actually shit his pants. So
because his friend killed himself.
Because he thought he was fucking. So he runs over, and I don't know how he was able to do this because it was pretty high off the ground. He moved a table under me, and then he grabbed me by my legs, somehow hoisted me out of the noose. I fell and slammed against the table. He told me this later. I slammed my head against the table, and then he ran and got help. And while he was gone, I woke up. And I remember it's like, you know that feeling when you get up too fast and you kind of, it goes black for a second and then everything goes back and you feel like you're going to pass out. It was like that, but times a million. And I finally came to, and I was in a room laying on a table alone. I had no fucking idea where I was or what had happened. And long story short, I was fine. They took me to the doctor and I was like, what happened? Like I was holding onto a thing, and he goes, oh, you pressed on a nerve or cut off an artery in your neck.
You cut off your carotid arteries. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I choked myself out. Yeah. I choked myself out, and then my arms just dropped. I mean, if Josh hadn't come in.
Yeah. He saved your life.
He saved my life.
Praise Jesus.
By this point, we were still shooting in the Barclay Hotel, right?
Yeah.
For Charlie's.
I think so.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So have we talked about the Barclay Hotel?
No.
Okay, so the Barclay Hotel is this downtown hotel, which probably when it was built in 1925 was the Cat's Meow, right? Like that's the place where everybody wanted to stay, the movie stars and whatnot. This is where all the hep cats.
I'm irritated by the fact that you said the Cat's Meow.
I like it.
It just.
I like it.
All the hep cats.
Yeah.
All the hep cats.
It didn't feel right.
Wanted to get down at the Barclay Hotel.
Yeah.
It still exists down there. It's the kind of place. Is that where they found a body in the water well in the
No, that's
water
a
tank?
different
That's a different
hotel.
one. But it's
Excuse me, they found a body in the
Cecil.
water.
Oh, you don't know about this?
in the drinking water.
Oh, this is spooky shit. So they have like images of this woman going up to the 7th floor, and she's acting very strange. Down to the 1st, up to the 7th, down to the 1st, and then that night they find her body in the drinking water.
Well, no, sorry, it's so much more sinister.
Oh yeah. It's
People
worse. Yeah.
are. It starts before that, where people are like, "Why is this water taste weird?
Oh God, they were drinking
It
her.
smells bad and it tastes weird and it's like a different color."
Yeah.
And then they went up in there and they were
when
like,
you say the drinking water, you're implying that was not also the shower water. And
yes,
the bath
all of that water.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
all
okay.
of the same water.
Any tap water in one of these seedy hotels is
Yeah.
already suspect.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
And they
yeah.
went up there and they found a body in there that had been decomposing for a few
the woman had
days.
been going up and down and up and down.
And then
the
they have all the
elevator.
security footage of like weird
It's
shit.
very creepy.
Well, wait a minute. What is I can't. I'm
And then
trying
there
to
are
follow
people
the-
that go and try to recreate the steps to see.
Well,
if-
but
see if
are
they
you saying
die.
she put herself in the?
No, of course not.
Why was she going up and down? Was she going up and down and so much that somebody got irritated and killed her and put her in the water tank?
Well,
It's a myth.
she
You
could
gotta
have
watch
been
the
trying to
documentary.
avoid.
She's up,
some-
she's down, she's up, and she's down. She's driving me crazy. And then somebody just like murdered her and was like, "I'm putting her in the water."
basically. And I think you just made yourself a suspect.
Well, I'm just saying it
Where
would
were you?
anger me as well.
In
1930.
there was also a suggestion that she was mentally ill and that maybe she committed suicide. It's all very
but then it was
strange.
like, how do you can't get in the tank?
How do you get into a fucking water tank?
You don't. That's the thing.
Well, no, but how? Like, if I was like, you know what, I'm going to hop into my water tank at my house. How would I do that?
No,
you don't have
apparently
one.
you could at the Cecil Hotel.
No, one of those big ones on the roof that looks like a
yes.
little. Yeah. It's on the roof of the thing. It looks like a little house.
Like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
great for stashing a body that you want people to then later drink.
That is the thing. There was a guy who was like, I want people to drink her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just kill her. I want people to drink her.
It was
psycho.
Yeah, it was that person.
Oh, God.
Anyways,
Yeah, we'll cut that.
Anyways,
There had to be like a really ghoulish guy there. You were just like, I know it was him. I just can't prove it. Look at him. Look at him. He wants me to drink people. You can see it in his eyes. I can see it in his eyes. He wants me to drink people.
I'm just saying, drink some people.
Because I'm stuck now between the car in front of me and the car in the back of me. If this guy's texting his friends to come over here, okay, we got to be ready to rock. So I'm like, I got to get to the baseball bats.
What would you
I'm
do?
a 44-year-old actor. I should not be in situations where I'm like considering getting a baseball bat to fight a guy in a Rolls Royce and an In-N-Out burger in Westwood, California.
What would you do?
crazy.
Would you do double bats, like a bat in each hand, or what? Like what? No,
What would
probably
be my,
not.
my
Right?
bat style? No, I would think I would go
one bat,
Double
right?
bats, you just don't have the strength and
No
speed
one
that you
yeah.
have with a single bat. Double
Yeah,
bats,
unless
is
you're
just silly.
trained in it.
The guy comes
Unless
out
you're
with a double
trained in
bat.
it.
Yeah, well, if
Yeah.
you're trained in double bats, that's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if you've
you
like
start
trained,
spinning them around and
if you're
doing
like,
some.
I don't have my swords, but I do have these two bats. You know what I mean? Like then maybe yeah. But I think if you're not trained in it, you want to get both
I think I
hands
go
on it.
single bat, and then I hand the other one to Axel, and I'm like, I don't know where this is headed, man.
Yeah.
But you got a bat.
We're gonna go back to back. Me and
Definitely.
you,
Yeah.
Axel. You know what I mean? You and Axel back to back, right? Just fighting. Do your kids drive you fucking crazy? My kids drive me crazy in the mornings. Ugh, they drive me insane. They're so loud. They're so loud. I can't. It's like I wake up, I walk downstairs, and it's just immediately like just chaos.
Yes.
Chaos and fighting, and it's either screaming out of anger at each other because they're fighting, or it's like screaming because they're playing annoying characters that they play.
Or it's the YouTube guy. The
Oh, that
YouTube guy.
fuck.
That guy.
Should we call him out?
I don't know. I don't know his name.
Sunday.
Sunday. Oof.
Hey, buddy.
They love him.
Hey, buddy.
They love him.
Go fuck yourself.
Careful. It's just that the voice is very specific.
I also just don't like the manufactured enthusiasm. He's like,
I walked into a door. He's here. He came in the room. He came in the room.
that's that guy.
That's
Sunday.
yeah.
Sorry
That
about
is
that.
exactly
Rob and I
right.
The
both
guys
had
had-
to take off our headsets,
As did
and
Megan.
I feel like a few people probably stopped listening to the podcast. But that was good.
That
that's
is what-
that's what's
that
annoying
is
about it.
what
That's
I
what's
know.
annoying about
That-
it. So is it just the engagement thing? If you're not engaged, you're gonna feel tired.
Yeah, but it takes a lot to get me engaged these days because everything bores me. Everything's boring.
That sounds like depression.
Oh, definitely. Oh, absolutely.
Have you
I've
looked
often.
Are you looking into that?
I have looked into
They
it.
have
I do-
medicine.
Yeah, but it's like, then I'll miss the manic phase. Mm-hmm. Because when I'm manic, that's
when you're fun.
That's manic.
Everybody's fun when they're manic.
Yeah, I think
That's
I think I have like a very very minor case of bipolar disorder.
Okay.
Where like what I mean, I go through like extreme highs or like not like semi extreme highs.
I don't know if that's something you can have a minor case of. Can you just have a splash of it?
I have a splash of bipolar. I don't know. I'm self-diagnosing here, which is what any good person does.
The eagle's born out of thunder.
That's a different.
Fly through the night. Oh, you see him fly.